Have you ever asked for marriage on the very first date? Neither have I. It's weird. But why do most businesses, when they're advertising their products online, take that approach? It's just weird. Don't do that. In this video, I'm going to show you how to go from Christian mingle to ring before spring. In other words, how to go from first sight all the way to will you marry me? Give me that big old fat diamond ring. Okay. So before we get started, I go over this in another video. It's the 3 types of traffic. Okay, we got hot, warm, cold. To be really quick, hot audiences or hot traffic are people who know, like, and trust you. Warm audiences are people who are maybe familiar with something that you do. And a cold audience are people who don't know, like, trust you, or probably aren't even problem aware. Okay, so here's the funnel really quickly. So we got hot, warm, cold. Hot is the smallest segment. Warm is the second largest. And then cold are people who don't know you, right? And that's going to be the biggest one. Okay. The thing that most people, or rather most advertisers get wrong, especially local businesses who listen to these marketers, is they're going to tell you to essentially run an ads to an offer for your main product to a cold audience. What you end up doing is you find that you get 0 to no leads, right? 0 to little leads, right? And if you do get leads, they're either really expensive and or they suck. Why? Because you're asking for marriage on the first date. It's not going to work, okay? So let's go with the problem with ads. I kind of just went through it a little bit, but let's go really quickly. We got 3% of the market are people who are ready to buy now. Chances are these people just need an offer in front of them, right? 17% of people are information gathering mode, so they're doing research. 20% are problem aware, and then 60%, which is the largest market, are not problem aware, right? In other words, cold audiences. Really, the bread and butter is this 37% here, the people who are problem aware and are in information gathering mode. And that's really where we want to spend most of our time, right? So let's get into it. Take your prospects on a date, right? Wine, dine, take them out to, I don't know, your local steakhouse, right? Take them on a date, okay? So here's how to go from first dates all the way to the coveted marriage. In other words, buying your high ticket service or your recurrent service. Okay, so let's give a real world example, right? Let's say I am a man and I am looking for a woman on a dating app. In this case, Christian Mingle. Okay, so let's say I go on Christian Mingle and I find this girl that's really attractive. Her name also happens to be Lily, who is my fiance. I love you. Not me on Christian Mingle, but you kind of get the point, right? And so the first thing you're going to do is when you like them and you find them attractive is you're going to swipe right. In other words, I like you. It's funny, my fiance just called right now as we're making this video. So the first step is going to be swipe right, right? After that, it's going to be messaging. So hopefully when you match, you're going to start messaging on the app, right? Getting to know each other a little more. Where are you from? How old are you? All the good stuff, right? After that, you're going to want to FaceTime them. I initially put call, but you never know these days. Catfish, you just can't trust it, right? So you're going to want to FaceTime them, make sure they're a real person. After that, you grab a coffee date. All things go well. Cool, love that. Next is a movie date and or a better date than a coffee date, because let's be real, those suck. No one likes them. But after the movie date, you're now getting into really serious business. You're meeting the family, right? So you're pretty much locked in. Like, this is the gal or girl or the gal or guy, depending on what gender you are watching this, that I'm going to be doing life with, right? You meet the family, all goes good. Eventually, you get engaged, right? You get on your knee, you look at her and say, will you marry me? And she says, hopefully, yes. If she says no, in other case, rinse and repeat, do this again with a different person. But if she says yes, and all things go well, you guys get married. Cool, awesome. So that's how you go from swipe right all the way to marriage. But let me ask you, wouldn't it be weird if as soon as I swiped right on her, I asked her to marry me before ever even knowing her? That would be pretty weird, and I'd hope that she would block me, okay? By the way, don't do that. Don't ask for marriage on the first date. So yeah, that'd be weird, right? But most local businesses advertise their services exactly like that. I'm going to show you right now how not to do that. So let's get into it. The first site, in this case, when you're advertising your products or services, are going to be on an advertising platform, right? It doesn't need to be Facebook ads. I specialize in Facebook ads. I do Google ads as well, but we're going to focus on Facebook ads. One thing to notice about Facebook and Instagram, that platform, you're doing what's called interruption-based marketing. So you're basically having to interrupt people's patterns as they're brain rotting. So when you're on Facebook or Instagram, right, you're not really in search for a solution. You're most of the time just scrolling on leisure. So your ad needs to be great, right? It needs to have a great headline, great image, great copy, great hooks, all that. I won't go over that in this video, but I can certainly do that if that interests any of you. Okay, so once you say your Facebook ad, you're gonna want to drive them over to a free asset, right? This asset might be a free checklist, it might be a free course, free consultation, right? Anything really low barrier, right? You're not asking for anything other than their information, their name, email, phone, right? In other words, this is just a lead gen funnel, right? From there, you send them the asset, they consume it, they like it, it's valuable, cool. What you're doing now is you're getting micro commitments to have someone buy from you, essentially, because what's the most important asset these days? It's someone's attention. And if you can get them to watch a video, hopefully like you're watching this right now, you'll see the value. Okay, the next step is then putting them in a what's called an invisible funnel. That's what we call it. So what goes unseen, and that's the nurture sequences plus sales sequences, right? These can be emails, texts, all that good stuff. Cool. And then some point between the stages of nurturing them, you're going to want to send them more assets. So this might be like a free challenge, free training, another asset, another low barrier offer, right? Because when you're taking someone out, in this case right here, right, if you keep hanging out and you're not asking them for commitments, more dates, they're going to be like, what is this? Are we going out? Are we dating? What are we doing? And so you need to absolutely make offers in between nurturing, right? So that's what this stage here is. And then you got more nurturing, cool. And then you get over to sending your video sales letter, your webinar, whatever you're basically, whatever your sales mechanism is to deliver your offer, right? That might be, like I said, a training. That might be, a webinar. It might be a seminar if you sell in person, who knows? But that is basically where you make that offer, right? And a few of those people who check out that video will book a call. And a certain percentage of the people who book a call will buy your services. But notice how far a Facebook ad for a site is from selling a high ticket service. Most businesses don't see an ROI on their ads because they have the Facebook ad and then they try to sell their high ticket service. And this is specifically, by the way, for cold and warm audience, more so cold. Most local businesses are doing cold audiences, right? And by the way, like if you're a local business, running ads should not be difficult, literally at all. It should be fairly easy. But when we do get into like warm and hot audiences, that's where you need someone who has experience to basically create different funnels at different stages for each prospect, right? Because everybody is on a customer journey, but people are on different stages. And so what we need to do is deliver the right message at the right time for the right person. And that's all funnels essentially are. So I hope this was valuable. This is how to take your prospect from first sight to marriage. And then we got some silly examples here that I hope you guys enjoyed. Well, if you like this video, drop a like, comment down below on what you want to see next. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.